Forget what the media tells you, this is the real rivalry, Caitlin Clark versus Paige Bueckers, and it actually makes perfect sense. Back in high school, Paige was ranked higher than Caitlin and even took her dream spot at UConn. As a freshman, Paige won National Player of the Year, solidifying her place as the top prospect. Wasn't even debatable. But everything shifted when Paige got injured. That's when Caitlin Clark took over the college basketball scene, becoming its biggest star and leading Iowa to back-to-back national championship games, knocking off Paige in the Final Four along the way. Last year, Clark entered the WNBA as the #1 overall pick and won Rookie of the Year, while Paige returned to UConn with unfinished business, captured a national title, and became this year's #1 pick. Now, both are all-star starters and arguably the top 2 guards in the league. Tonight, for the first time since that iconic Final Four clash, they go head-to-head again, this time in the pros, where it truly matters. It's the matchup fans have had circled all season, and believe me, it didn't disappoint. The wings came out fast. Clark, off a handoff from Boston, looked to return the favor at the foul line, but her pass was intercepted. Arike Ogunboyle won the race to the loose ball and set up Lee Uru for the first points of the game. Indiana answered right back. Boston, operating from the top of the key like a point center, put the ball on the floor, used her strength to turn the corner, attacked the lane, and kicked it baseline to Lexi Hull. Lexi Hull swings it one more to Caitlin Clark, who steps into her first 3 of the night and drains it from deep. That's always a promising sign early when CC is locked in from beyond the arc. On the very next possession, Paige Bueckers catches it at the high post, squares up, and knocks down a smooth jumper over Hull. Back-to-back high-level plays from the Stars, but Clark answers right back with a signature bounce pass, slicing through the defense to hit Kelsey Mitchell, cutting baseline for an easy layup. We're only 90 seconds in, and the 2 superstars are already going shot. Then, off a high pick-and-roll, Paige gets caught by the trap, and Clark, reading the play perfectly off the ball, jumps the passing lane, picks it off, and races down court for the easiest bucket of her night. Organo's corner 3 rims out. Paige tries to keep it alive, but Mitchell beats everyone to the loose ball, and there's no stopping her on the break as she lays it in. Early on, the Fever are flying, and the Wings are struggling to match the pace. Still, one thing fans always praise about Paige is her elite basketball IQ, and it's on full display here. She doesn't get credited with the assist, but the vision and awareness are all there, drawing to defenders and making the smart read. Learning from her earlier mistake, Paige quickly gives up the ball and immediately starts directing traffic, signaling her teammate to hit the roller, resulting in 2 more points for Dallas. And just when you think Caitlin Clark owns the logo, range, Paige Bueckers fires back, pulling up from the logo and drilling a deep 3 right in Clark's face, sending a clear message. She's not backing down from this hyped-up showdown. But here comes CC right back the other way. She could have taken the bait and pulled a deep 3 to answer Paige, but instead, she stays composed, dishes it to Boston, cuts hard toward the basket, and gets it back on the give and go. Clark then drives and slips a perfect pass to Natasha Howard for the easy finish. That's beautiful, unselfish team basketball from the Indiana Fever. And honestly, it feels like Dusty Avuth. They run this set nearly every game, and it works every single time. Boston seals her defender at the top of the key, uses her frame to protect the ball, and patiently waits for Kelsey Mitchell to cut baseline. Ori can't keep up, and once again, the 2 Fever Ousters connect on their signature backdoor bounce pass for an easy bucket. But it's not just the Stars making noise. Indiana's role players are stepping up in a big way. McDonald probes the paint, and Sophie Cunningham moves off the ball like prime Klay Thompson. She gets wide open, catches in rhythm, and buries the 3. Then there's Aaliyah Boston in the post, a nightmare matchup for any defender. She backs her opponent down, spins over her shoulder, and finishes strong off the glass, looking every bit like a young Shaquille O'Neal. On the other end, Paige sets up on the left wing, patiently waits for the screen, then rejects it with a smooth crossover. Attacking the opposite direction, she dishes it quickly to the corner, where James knocks down the open shot, adding another assist to Bueckers' tally. As we approach the final minute of the first quarter, Clark, tightly guarded by Paige, comes off a screen and fires it to Donis, who immediately tips it to the original screener, rolling to the basket for another clean 2 points. What a brilliant read by Donis. Paige Bueckers continues to shine, using this high-stakes matchup to showcase her complete arsenal. Her off-ball movement is textbook, shaking her defender, creating space with a subtle bump, and draining a tough pull-up jumper from close range. Into the second quarter, Kelsey Mitchell takes center stage at the top of the key, dancing on Arike Ogunboyle and drilling a 3 right in her face. That kind of shot making is exactly why she's one of the league's premier off-guards. Meanwhile, aspiring point guards, take note, Caitlin Clark delivers a huge defensive statement, rejecting JJ at the rim and letting her hear about it. Then, in one motion, she regathers, locks in, and fires a pinpoint touchdown pass over the defense into the hands of Sophie Cunningham, who finishes the break effortlessly. In the half-court, it's a two-woman game between Clark and Boston. Clark probes, slips a bounce pass to Aaliyah at the foul line, and Boston jabs before sinking the mid-range jumper. That's 2 quick assists for Caitlin. And don't sleep on Natasha Howard, 33 years old, still explosive. She fakes baseline with a jab, wrong-foots her defender, and finishes with a smooth reverse layup. The Fever are playing fast, and the Wings can't match the tempo. JJ Bricks, A3. Sophie Cunningham grabs the board and instantly launches a laser touchdown pass to Howard, who finishes again 4 fast points just like that. Then Kelsey Mitchell gets matched up with 6'7" Lee Yuru and takes full advantage, blowing past her and scoring a crafty reverse along the baseline. Indiana is pulling away now completely, running Dallas off the court. Next possession, Mitchell finds McDonald, who rewards Howard's hustle with a perfect bounce pass for an easy bucket capping off a blistering 21-6 run. Mitchell is in her bag now, curling off the corner on a handoff from Boston, slicing into the lane, hesitating, and floating it over to defenders. Boston and Mitchell are flat out toying with the Wings. Off another dribble handoff, Kelsey hits the brakes at the foul line and flips it back to Aaliyah, who pops out and nails the mid-range jumper. How do you defend that duo? And then comes the hustle play of the quarter. Lexi Hull, always locked in, sneaks up on Paige Bueckers, who's so focused on Clark that she never sees Hull coming. Lexi rips the ball free, sprints to the wing, and of course, Clark finds her in stride. That's Indiana Fever basketball at its finest. And of course, Lexi Hull drills the 3, sending the fieldhouse into absolute pandemonium. But don't count out Paige Bueckers. She's a cold-blooded competitor. She silences the crowd almost instantly, pulling up from the wing and burying a 3 of her own in response. Still, scoring doesn't mean much if you can't get stops in. Nobody's been able to stop Aaliyah Boston tonight. She barrels inside with a full head of steam, blows past Paige under the rim, finishes strong through contact, and completes the 3-point play at the line. And just when you think the half is winding down, Caitlin Clark decides to end it with a bang. You can feel it coming. Clark shakes James off the dribble, sidesteps to her sweet spot on the left wing, and launches a deep triple. Splash! That shot caps off a jaw-dropping 33-4 run. But Fever head into halftime with a 22-point lead and 64 points total, the highest scoring first half by any WNBA team this season. Paige Bueckers has been doing all she can, notching 10 points on 406 shooting, including 2 from deep. But Caitlin Clark has just done that little bit more, matching the 10 points, but adding 7 assists to her name. And listen, don't go anywhere because somehow, the second half gets even crazier. Stick around till the end. And hey, if you want to support one of the few real humans still grinding in this AI-driven space, hit that big red button and subscribe. It's completely free. Now let's get back to it. The second half begins, and number 22 picks up right where she left off. Clark backs down Quinterly, showing off the post moves, gets to her spot at the elbow, and steps back for a smooth jumper. She knocks it down. So to anyone who said she doesn't have a post game, you're looking real foolish right now. On the very next possession, it's another flawless play, and assist. Clark launches a perfect touchdown pass right into the hands of Kelsey Mitchell, who finishes effortlessly at the rim. Then the classic two-woman game with Aaliyah Boston unfolds. You know exactly what's coming, but you still can't stop it. Pick and roll, pocket pass, stop and pop, close-range jumper. Watching 2 absolute masters in action. The next play is almost a carbon copy this time. Kelsey Mitchell runs the pick and roll, splits the defense with a bounce pass, and Boston automatic from that spot pulls up in the paint to drain another jumper. But let's give credit where it's due. Paige Bueckers pulls off something ridiculous here. From the mid-range, in a Kobe-esque triple threat stance, she jabs, takes contact, and somehow flips up a wild circus shot that drops in. No foul called. Elite shot making from the soon-to-be Rookie of the Year, with Aaliyah Boston resting on the bench. Dimitris Dantas steps in and delivers big time. Clark runs the pick and roll, Dantas sets the screen, rolls hard, catches the lob, and powers through traffic to finish off the glass. Speaking of pick and rolls, Paige runs them too. From the right wing, she finds Lee Yuru heating up and nails the catch-and-shoot jumper, adding another assist to her tally. Caitlin Clark fans, brace yourselves. Clark comes off the pick, charging downhill, but runs straight into Paige Bueckers, who cleanly rips the ball right from her hands. Sophie Cunningham tries to recover in transition, but Paige is in full steam, attacks the basket, absorbs contact, and finishes with the and one. Enough said. She's a future superstar, and she's just getting started. On the perimeter, Paige doesn't even need a screen sheet, leans in for a mid-range jumper. The shooter's roll drops, and she adds 2 more points. We're into the fourth quarter now. And check out this play from McDonald, blitzed off the screen. She keeps her dribble low, protects the ball, and fakes a kick out to Cunningham. The fake fools Paige, freeing up Natasha Howard under the hoop for an easy layup. McDonald is slicing through the Wings' defense with that pass, but Paige answers right back, reminding Caitlin Clark she's not the only one who can dish. One-on-one with Sophie, Paige creates just enough space and threads a beautiful pass to Quinterly, cutting backdoor. Yes, Caitlin Clark got caught sleeping on that one. Later, at half-court, Indiana makes a strange decision, switching Natasha Howard onto Paige on the perimeter. A bad idea. Paige immediately exploits the mismatch, blowing by Howard to the elbow and sinking a tough runner like it's nothing. Time for Caitlin to respond. She probes along the baseline, kicks it out, gets it back, fakes a three-page bites and then slips a pass to Alia Boston inside, who goes high off the glass for the bucket. And here we go again. In transition, Clark snags the rebound, looks up, and Kelsey Mitchell is already out ahead. Of course, Clark delivers the dime over the defense, and Mitchell catches it in stride, scooping it in effortlessly. Caitlin Clark isn't just a point guard, she's a quarterback on the basketball court. And that's been the story all night. Right here, Caitlin Clark curls around a screen from Boston, attacks downhill, draws the help defense, and drops it off to Natasha Howard in the lane for an easy 2-assist, number 13 for Clark. She's clearly having fun out there, and the Fever have completely taken over. Paige Bueckers, meanwhile, is doing everything she can on her own. Guarded tightly on the wing by Sophie Cunningham, she bides her time, rejects the screen, drives inside, and finishes past the help. She's come alive in the second half, putting up 21 points and standing out as one of the few Dallas players who truly showed up. But as the scoreboard tells the story, it didn't make much difference. This game was effectively over by the second quarter, with the Fever delivering one of their best performances all season. They showed no mercy, pulling starters with several minutes left and finishing with over 100 points. It was a true team effort of Alia Boston with 17, Kelsey Mitchell with 20, Sophie Cunningham adding 13, Natasha Howard scoring 18, and Caitlin Clark captaining the ship with 14 points and 13 assists. Paige Bueckers proved her worth with 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. But honestly, what could she do against a Ricky Muala playing at that level? And if you're wondering why we didn't mention Muala earlier, it's because she finished with just 2 points. In the end, the Fever won comfortably, and perhaps most importantly, Caitlin Clark remains undefeated against Paige Bueckers in the WNBA. But don't worry, Paige will get another shot. They face off again later this season and will also be on opposing teams during All-Star Weekend. We'll be covering both right here on the channel. If you've made it this far, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you haven't already, click the big box on screen to watch our last video about how Caitlin Clark has been disrespected by the WNBA and other players. You won't want to miss it. On that note, it's DKM signing out.